reached out to me, said make a theme song for my show. Said alright, just give me all the details, man. And my homie says he don't know. Well, if you're gonna pay me big bucks, cause I might should have something to say. He said, you know what I bring, I'm the customizing king, nothing else matters anyway. So is he gonna have guests? I don't know. Is he gonna go live? I don't know. What time will it be? What will you see? I'm pretty much in the dark, but I can guarantee he'll be customizing action figures, getting paint all on his fingers. It's art by Ackerman. It's art by Ackerman. Tips and tricks and conversation, sharing his gift with every nation. It's art by Ackerman. Art by Ackerman. You best get ready, cause now it's time for Art by Ackerman.
All right, welcome back to another Customizing Studio. It is episode number 16. We got three other fellows here with me. We got Michael Casper. Mike, how you doing, sir?
What is going on, guys? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We got Jay here sideways. What's up, sideways, Jay? I guess Jay's not talking to us. That's fine. We got Kyle. Kyle, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great.
Beautiful, beautiful. And in the chat so far, we've got Darla Ackerman. I know her. She's downstairs. And that's it so far. So we'll wait to kind of go through what we're working on here in a bit. And who knows, in that time, maybe Jay will start talking to us.
So, Curtis, you said 16 episodes? I thought there would be a lot more of these.
So we used to do this on Messenger. So we had, originally there was a Facebook, like we did it in the Cabal. Like there was you could do a room is what they called it. And then they did away with rooms. And then we moved it to Messenger. And then it got to the point where sometimes on Messenger, I would start the studio and I'd go an hour, 2 hours, and there'd just be nobody there. And so I decided to move it to YouTube. And since moving it to YouTube, we've had 16 episodes. So
I see.
Yeah, but it's been going on for, better part of 3 years now. So, yeah. And it's always been kind of a open forum. Whoever wants to show up can show up and hang out and paint and kind of go from there. So. Jay, you back with us?
I'm here. Sorry.
There it is.
I was about to airbrush a bunch of stuff to base coat it, and then I realized it was 12:59. And then I logged in, and then I realized that I needed to do other stuff. But I'm here now. And that's my great story.
It was pretty awesome.
Yep.
I was on the edge of my seat.
That's what I'm here for. Seats.
We got Toymanoids here. Welcome. And we've got Michael, the Vandal, is here as well. So welcome, gentlemen. We'll give it another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll kind of talk about what things we're working on. So just let a few others roll in. How's everybody's weekend been?
Pretty good. Almost went to the beach today. It's beautiful out. But then I thought, what would you guys do without me?
That's true.
What I really thought was I really had to pick up my daughter from CIT training. So that's...
I saw Motu, which I thought was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen it twice. I really enjoyed it. So, Mike, how many times have you seen it so far?
None. I might talk myself into Tuesday on the cheap day to go see it. I don't know if I can. So we got it's like $6.25 to see a movie on Tuesday all day.
Yeah, we've got something like that here. I guess Tuesday must be the really slow day at the theater, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose, but I don't want to give a penny towards that movie to help them out at all. So I don't know if I can do it. Don't know if I can do it.
I have
I,
not seen it. I'm waiting for my daughter to. I'd like to. I mean, first of all, I'd like to go with my daughter to see if I can get her into it. She was really, really, really into the Netflix Shira.
Mhm.
And this is obviously nothing like that, but it's the motivating factor for her to want to go.
I would say, without any spoilers, Mike, that there's going to be some stuff that you're probably going to absolutely hate. But there's also going to be some stuff in there that you're going to think is really freaking awesome. So overall, you're probably not going to enjoy it just based on what I know about your thoughts on things. But I think there's going to be certain pieces in there that you're going to be like, that was pretty freaking cool.
Well, I mean, if it's an action movie, I mean, we all like action movies. And
Yep.
I don't mean to listen. Just because I was 8 when it came out and I enjoyed what it was meant to be, the first 4 mini comics, the dark grittiness of that, and a lot of people were really young and they liked the silliness of the cartoon, and what DC Comics did to it, making it a Superman type deal. I mean, I'm not taking that away from anybody. If that's what you enjoy, that's awesome. That isn't my Motu, though.
Yeah.
It's fair.
As far as like the dark gritty stuff, I will say that, this is, you kind of see it in the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away here, but Beastman, I think you're going to absolutely love. Like they made Beastman legit terrifying. So
Cool.
So I think that's the one part I think you're going to love.
Well, and that's the whole Filmation. If you guys remember the Castle Grayskull playset, the Motu commercial with the dad and the 2 kids, and then they go to the Filmation minute cartoon. That's what it should have been. Now, Filmation went with the DC Comics stuff, and then it was just such a disappointment. The way I remember seeing the first Filmation cartoon, and the disappointment was horrible. Because Beastman is a brutal, loyal henchman to a megalomaniac who wanted nothing more than He-Man dead and power to be his. Merman was a cunning, unloyal. He wasn't a scaredy cat, and he wanted to take control from Skeletor. That was the Motu, and Filmation couldn't have made it any farther from that. So I'm trying to talk myself into going. And I keep on telling myself, keep an open mind. A lot of people like it this way. Keep an open mind. A lot of people have enjoyed this, and just like it for what it is. But it's just hard, really hard.
And if you want more and you want to get the Merman, like you kind of like this needs to be supported in order to get more, right? And I would say the second movie, you may get the Merman that you're looking for. This movie, you will definitely get the Beastman, I think, that you're looking for. So,
yeah. It was such a disservice to Merman and Beastman, even Trapjaw for what that. They made Trapjaw buffoon too. An idiot buffoon just like Beastman. It's just.
Yeah, he's not a buffoon in this either. Trapjaw, they did very well. So.
Now, I will tell you, I saw a commercial where Skeletor's going evil in, and then they painted him as a clown again in that, and it bothers me. The Filmation cartoon was Skeletor's a clown, and he's sitting there laughing, and then he puts his hand down and he goes, "It's over. When I do this, it's over." It's like that silliness is not my Motu. So
I will say he's not one dimensional. So yes, there is some silliness like that, but there's also some kind of brutal and some evil and some like he's not one dimensional. So there's gonna be something for everybody. There's gonna be some things that you like about Skeletor. There's gonna be some things you don't like about Skeletor. So
I love the look. I love the look of him. He looks great. I mean, the 1987 movie was abysmal. I love Dolph Lundgren. I think I really like him. He was an action hero back in the day. I think they had good actors in it. It was just an absolute abomination. It really was. Skeletor didn't even look like Skeletor. So at least they got that going for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. There are a lot of properties that I feel that way about, like the first round of X-Men movies. I think were trash up until Days of Future Past. I think, or the X-Men First Class. Like, I can't stand that the like Halle Berry. I mean, I like the first movie, but that's not the X-Men to me, like, at all. And there are other like Doctor Who is another show that I had to stop watching because they just like really changed things. So I get it. I think it's a fair, I don't have that sort of attachment to Motu, really. I think like I liked it as a kid, but I was more of a G.I. Joe kid. And people feel the same way that you feel about G.I. Joe, right? Who love the comics and didn't love the Sunbow cartoon.
Yeah, I think the G.I. Joe cartoon, though, was a little, although I think it was a little darker. You had a little more action in there. Then the Transformers did a good job with the cartoon. But that Filmation He-Man cartoon, oh my God. I want to puke every time I see it.
Let's go ahead and acknowledge the chat here. Let's see. After Michael, we had Freaks came in. He says kids are driving him are insane already, and it's only the first week of summer vacation. Then Michael, he had a funeral this weekend, and said it's never easy losing someone you know for 27 years. So sorry to hear that, Michael. That kind of sucks.
Yes.
Let's see. Toymanoid says the action was great. The score was awesome. The music in this movie is fantastic. It is so good.
Good.
It is. It's like if you took Highlander and Flash Gordon and you took those soundtracks and kind of merged them. That's kind of what you get here. It's fantastic. Brian May did an amazing job putting it together. So.
Brian May?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
He's
still alive, huh?
Yep. Let's see. Darla says, Freaks, when our kids were young, it always took about a week to get into summer mode. You got this. They won't always be littles. So, yeah, the key, Freak, we found is just to kick them out of the house. So that is the key. We had a few people asking about characters in the movie. I think Freaks asked about Orko. Michael asked about Stinkor. We're not going to mention any who shows up or doesn't show up just because, could be spoilery type thing. But yeah.
So I want to pose a question to you. Why does Merman not get put in 2 movies in a row? The 1987 movie, I can see they maybe not being able to do them. They sure in the hell could have done a Merman in this movie. Don't care. They could have. So, and I know that there's a cameo or whatever, but he could have been a character in this. And I wonder why they keep on doing that.
I think that with Merman, and I don't think this is necessarily correct, but I think there is a thought process that unless you're doing something on water, it doesn't make sense to have him there. And I know that's not true because he's a strong villain in his own right outside of water. But if water doesn't play into your storyline, he's probably not going to be included. Is kind of what I'm thinking. So
I have a question.
it's kind of like Aquaman. Like Aquaman's still, decently strong out of water, but nobody really wants to see Aquaman out of water. So
Okay.
yeah, like I said, I don't think that's right, because if you look at the mini comics and you look at even the cartoon and stuff, like there's plenty of episodes where Merman's on land and he's causing a lot of havoc. So I definitely think he could have been in there, but I think that's probably why. Sorry, go ahead, Jay.
Is Merman, because you were saying on yesterday, Friday, or whatever day, that's like a race, right?
Yes.
So is Mermista that race as well?
No, she's a different race. But he is like the leader, the king of his race, depending on which lore you're going from. But most of them have him as that he is one of many, and he basically controls the seas. So he's like evil Aquaman.
Gotcha. When I was a kid, I loved Aquaman, but that was very, very little. I just liked the color orange. But then I stopped liking DC Comics, like overall.
Yeah. All right, we are 17 minutes in, so we'll go ahead and show what we've got. I will go ahead and start. So I started working on this yesterday. This is the Stein. This is what I started with yesterday. It was just a Zenithal primed Stein from Billy Beige. Printed it. Jason Rodriguez did the sculpt on it. Wraith Mace did the logo. So this is where I'm at now. I'm just kind of distressing it, sanding off some of the rough edges. Been kind of using the sponge technique that I've been using, kind of create some texture and depth and stuff on this kind of like chocolatey brown color. And then I'll start working on, the actual logo, kind of like that. So I'll start working on that as well. But that's where I'm at today. I didn't make a whole lot of progress yesterday. It's working with FDM prints because of the print lines and needing to sand and this is after about 5 coats of primer. Like you really have to kind of put some work into it to cover all the print lines and stuff. So it's been a lengthy process, but that's where I'm at now. We'll go over to Michael. Michael, what you got going on?
I'm just doing the painting the dots and the lines. I'm not as advanced as any of you guys. So that's what I'm enjoying doing right now to build up skills.
Is this another Black Knight?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that Black Knight. I'm down to my last one, unfortunately. So that's what I got going on now.
Cool.
Very cool.
Going to continue to go with this one.
Michael says that texture gives it almost a leathery look. Curtis, well done. Yeah, that's what I was kind of going for. I'm like trying to this sponge allows you to kind of create some texture on flat surfaces and make it look a little bit more worn. And I don't want this to look like a brand new Stein. I want it to look like one that's been used a lot. So that's kind of what I'm going for. We got Kyle next. Kyle, what you got going on?
I'm still working on this skeleton rat thing. I'm going to do a wash on the skull, the bone structure. I got to do the tail. And right before I jumped on here, I primed this rat skull. There we go.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
If I get to this,
Wow.
I don't know. I'll have to see how far I get, but that's what I'll be working on.
Yeah,
That skull is cool.
I can't remember where I got it from. I got it at Legion's Con last year. I just can't remember who I got it from.
Yeah, that's nice.
I like that.
Jay?
So I've been working on these like future like tactical poison skeletons for like weeks, and I'm almost done with them. I finally got a head for this guy I need to finish, and a helmet, like a removable helmet, and I just need this is like a vampire skull that is super cool. So I need to paint his other arm. And then this guy is going to have a, where is it? This sort of like web gear that you would put, like this is like one of those things that people made for Joe's when they came out, and I think probably some Mezco figures, but it was resized, so that's gonna go on him. And then it has like a walkie-talkie and a bunch of like mags, and there's a knife and a pistol that I have to dry brush. So I'm gonna try to finish them, and then after that, I just have some random stuff like I need to. This is more of this stuff like green army-ish guys, and then I gotta work on another one like a dragon insect or something using. I'm gonna make 3 different figures using the koi extra kois I have. So figuring out what those are gonna be.
That
One is gonna be a snake
vehicle
and one is gonna be a dragon.
that vehicle that you did last week came out awesome. I really like that.
Thank you. I didn't love it, but you guys said you liked it, so I guess I'll go try to fix it. What happened is my airbrush, I didn't realize how bad how bad the shape was, and I couldn't say that. I'm so sorry, but when I sprayed the gloss, it just kind of is all it's bumpy. It looks awful, so I got to sand that down and redo it. But yeah, I guess I'll finish that up. I also I'm in the middle of doing what the heck is it called? The Batman, the crawler, is that what it's called? It's not. It's the one that is
The
always
Bale
for
one?
$35.
The Bale one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm repainting that, but I haven't figured out what color I want to do it, but I'm still priming that. And then I did a DC, what do you call it? The ones that are from the, I'm useless. DC Superpowers. I did the Batman plane, the Batmobile plane, and
okay.
that is done. And I just need to do 2 figures to fit in it. I'm going to bring that to CarverCon. All the vehicles
very
are coming to CarverCon.
Awesome. Michael said, "Did you say skeleton rat?" Yes. Not only did he say it, but he showed it. Kyle, you want to show us that skeleton rat head again?
Yeah. There we go.
There you go. Very cool.
Really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. The Tumbler.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
And then Freak says, "Can't wait for CarverCon." Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So
Yeah. Agreed.
finally, a reason for people to come to Ohio.
Who likes Ohio?
That should be the tagline for CarverCon.
Finally a reason to come to Ohio. Good tagline. So what, Jay? What figure did you paint up to get the fully skeletal scaphoid?
This one.
Yeah,
This is from the Graveyard Skeletons.
the graveyard.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. It actually. I had a bunch of skeletons kind of taken apart. This might be half Graveyard Skeleton and half Maxilius. Right? Am I saying that right?
Because
Yep.
that paint job's spot on. What did you use to paint that up? What
So-
colors?
This is Pat.
Boyle.
Yeah. No, I remember his name. I just was looking for the paint. So I used Citadel Moot Green,
Citadel.
which is this right here. And then so the studio uses, actually Curtis knows. I forget what it is.
Daffodil Yellow, which is I can't remember if it's folk art or deco art.
I think it's folk art. I didn't use that because I actually can't find that brand. I don't know where I'm not looking. So I just used this Warhammer Phalanx Yellow, and that's it. It's just dry brushing. So I'm gonna do these today. They're not finished. So that's just Moot Green, and then I'm just gonna dry brush it with this, and it's done.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
really
man.
one of the easiest
So
paint
good.
jobs that you can do, Mike. It's really just two colors: paint the green, dry brush the yellow.
And
No.
it's I love
I've
dry
been
brushing.
dry brushing in my day, so that's really cool.
Dry brushing is my favorite. It's the most relaxing. I think it's like the most soothing thing. And
For sure.
this is, you see the results on this so fast, and it's almost unexpected how the yellow stays a little bit green. It's just like really gratifying.
Nice.
I like these colors a lot more than regular skeleton colors, personally. So
Yeah, it looks so good.
thank
Wow.
you. I think the 80s, like G.I. Joe kid in me that is just, when they started getting all ridiculous and making, like all the like the kind of like toxic,
So
I can't think of
I haven't done like mixing paints yet. I haven't done like washes, what Carlo was talking about last week, but dry brushing I have done, and it is really fun. And then regular painting like I'm doing now. So it'll be interesting to see how I can progress, um, in the future here.
Yeah, if painting dots and lines is step one, dry brushing is easily step two. So, so you're right where you need to be.
Yeah, and if you incorporate some washes, it's just throwing, paint over, what you've already painted, and then you can dry brush over that, and you have an awful lot of depth there. And it's like, when I started painting and didn't really know 100% what I was doing, because I didn't, I just had like one person kind of show me what to do, if anything. And I just found that it's almost like, it's not a cheat. I wouldn't say it's a cheat because you're making a custom and there's no cheating, but it's like a way to get something done that's almost better than what you maybe expect.
So a lot of my dry brushing has been done on wood,
Okay.
with Castle Grayskull's drawbridge, with the weapons rack, with different Mythic Legions weapons that have wood involved in them. So
Yeah.
I think that is an easy way to dry brush. It'll be interesting once I try dry brushing on like armor pieces, stuff like that, to kind of like dirty them up.
Yeah. I mean,
Definitely the more texture that it has,
I was gonna say.
the better it's going to come out. So like if you've done some wood and you're pretty comfortable with that, like a good one to start with might be some of those like wooden shields that have a lot of like the wood grain on
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
That'd be a good place to start. When the surface is like completely flat, it's a little bit different in terms of like what you're trying to accomplish with dry brushing. But if there's a lot of texture, like beards, hair, anything like that that has just a lot of like lines and crevices in it, the dry brushing works so good.
So like for this, I did the this chainmail piece, I dry brushed, right? But I didn't dry brush this because it wouldn't look great. But the combination also can look good if you kind of like incorporate different textures into the same. I don't think they did. I don't know. I don't remember if this was dry brushed on the Warrior Revenant a lot. But and any combination of textures really gets you something that looks great, I think.
Yeah, like chainmail is another great one. You just
Yeah.
paint it black. You do dry brushing of any kind of metal that you want, whether it's gold or silver or bronze, and it's going to look fantastic.
The skeletons also are that's a fun thing to dry brush. Can't find the thing.
Like something like this flat surface on this Stein, dry brushing this isn't really going to do a whole lot because it's so flat. But that's where I pick up this sponge and start using it because it doesn't paint everything. It just paints, where the holes of the sponge are, it's not going to paint. So it gives you that more kind of the texture that you're looking for because you can't really dry brush it. So
yeah, I noticed that. If you want to bring me up here, Curtis, I'll show you the weapons rack I painted.
Yeah.
I guess I got to do that. So, and I saw what you guys were saying with the texture on the front of the weapons rack. It actually, the dry brushing came out really cool. And then when I was dry brushing like the tops and the sides that are flat, not so much.
Yeah.
So I'm understanding what you're saying now. Yeah. That's why that did that then. Okay.
Yeah, and same thing. Like if you go to, like, let's say you go to paint a dwarf head, like the beards on the dwarf head have so much texture in it. That's another one that's great for dry brushing. So anything that has like all those like nooks and crannies, like that's going to be excellent for dry brushing.
Yeah. If you, I don't know if you're into like the like creatures, like the koi, like the dragon sort of things, but these are an awful lot of fun to dry brush as well. Just like all those scales.
Oh yeah.
And that's the majority of them, and also cloth. Like the cloth. This is one thing I got to do today because I want this to be brown. It's purple now. I love dry brushing these because there's a lot of details that they don't. From the studio, you don't get like a full. It's painted and there's some shading, but there's all of this detail. These in here that's like really. I'm moving this too fast. Probably. Let me see.
So that should be the title of your biography. I'm moving this too fast, probably.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that it's something that I can get to show well here by any means, but I'll see if I can get it lighter today and later on show it.
Yeah. And I think, I know I've had this conversation before on other shows, but as far as like the progression of the Mythic Legions line, I think the one thing that has gotten so much better over the last 10 years is the amount of texture that Eric puts in stuff. So like even like the new Barbarian, like the texture on his skin is completely different from the original ones. Like they were just completely flat. You get those like cloth upper arms and legs, and they've got all that texture in the cloth pattern. Like all of that stuff is stuff we didn't get 10 years ago. So when you're customizing now, it makes it even that much easier to customize.
So like when I started customizing, I was doing Marvel Legends because I was just trying to fill out my collection with characters that I didn't have because this was like 2019 and there were a lot of characters that now exist that they didn't have back then. So you get the superhero body, which is kind of like the first Barbarian torso, right? And there's no real sculpting on there except for the musculature. And that wasn't a ton of fun. I just kind of painted it one color. Then the classified line came out, and that was modular to begin with, so that was pretty great. But the texture in the sculpting of the pants and the shirts was like amazing and so much fun. That was like 2020, and I may have told this story on the show before, and if so, you can shut me up. But
I don't recall it.
I was working worked remotely then, and I was on Slack, and the notification for when you were on lunch was broken. It just never took you off lunch. So I would look up and like you put like a pizza logo up. I don't know if people are familiar with that, but so I kept on looking up to see if I needed to go back to, work. And it just showed me on break. And I lost, dry brushing was so much fun, is so much fun that I totally lost track of time until I got a text message and I was like a supervisor. And one of the people who, reported to me or whatever, worked under me, whatever the term you want to use is, she's like, "What are you doing? Are you dead?" And I looked at the time and I was an entire half an hour over my break.
Oh, wow.
And luckily, there was nobody to penalize me.
Yeah.
But I was literally just making a custom shipwreck and really enjoying making jeans, like dry brushing jeans. So yeah, dry brushing cloth is a ton of fun.
For sure. Michael says that he's currently shopping for parts for his faction, Gnarl, Gnaw, Gnash, and Nip, the Plague Fang Brotherhood. So he's a bit rat obsessed at the moment. So there you go.
He forgot the G on the nip.
All right, so I'm going to do the scaffold now. I forgot to paint part of this. Shit.
So you guys saw my message on Messenger about the hearse getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give a little story behind that. So I work for a hearse manufacturer, and
That was like kind of my first question. Okay.
we're working at a car dealership and somebody orders a hearse. Every car has a work order. Every car comes in as black because it's just the cheapest color for us to buy.
Got it.
So the front half of the car stays factory paint if we're painting it black. The back half of the car, where we customize it, like stretch it and all that stuff, is fiberglass. So we have to paint the fiberglass to match the front end. Well, the person who does teardown didn't look at the book and didn't see that the whole car had to be torn down for a color change. So the work order called for silver. Well, you didn't read that. So it made it all the way through the body shop, all the way over to us and paint. Got painted black by a new kid. He's just out of high school. He didn't look at the work order, and it made it all the way up to reassembly where the car was being built. And they finally realized we fucked up. So now it has to go back to paint, get all stripped down, and then repaint it again.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's about a $5,000 fuck up.
Wow. So you just got like a stock, like, what did they still use Cadillacs for that, right?
Yes.
And then just add the back onto it. So that's just, you're just ordering a stock car, like
Yes.
from a dealer.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Basically, we cut the car in half and stretch it.
Got it. I never really thought about how that worked. I think I always assumed that Cadillac had a division that made hearses. So the orders, you're just putting in orders that are for like a funeral home or something, right? Those
Yes.
are clients? Got it.
Yes.
That's super interesting.
Yeah, they don't make Cadillacs or they don't make hearse like they used to, where they were all steel. It's just cheaper to make them in fiberglass. Last year we made one. We took a just your standard hearse and painted it in copper orange.
Oh wow.
I don't know why you would do that, but we did it. It didn't sell, so it went to the big car show over in Vegas. So all the chrome.
Oh, it wasn't a request.
No, it was a little attempt for us to get more eyes on our company. It
Right.
got more eyes, but not good eyes. So all the chrome was painted black and the car was copper orange. Didn't sell, so 6 months later we had to strip back down and repaint it.
Jeez.
Hey, gentlemen, I got a guest here. Mr. Bradley Jones.
Oh,
Rotary Gar just called me. He's on the phone. And Brad, do you want to tell them what you just saw?
I just saw Masters of the Universe.
And what,
What did you think?
yeah.
Obviously, I'm going to go into it very critical, but I wanted to have so much fun, and I did. It's very entertaining. It hits a lot of things that you want. There was a lot of things that I wanted that I didn't get, or there was things that I was confused about. Like why certain characters, I agree with Mike, why certain characters are in there and not Merman. That was kind of stupid.
Well, Curtis has after you're done talking, we'll have Curtis tell you his theory on that. And it has a lot of legitimacy to it.
Yeah, and not to give any spoilers, but obviously if you watch the credits, there's a little something afterwards which makes you believe the story continues on, which makes me think that it could get better and have people and whatnot that we want to see in it as well, that they missed out on the first one. So other than that, it was entertaining. It was good. I really wanted it to be even more than what it was, because I wanted to call Mike and be like, God, you have to see this. But knowing Mike, how he was about it, if he wants to see it, he can. If not, I'm not going to pressure him. But it was okay. I would say that. It's all right. It is entertaining.
Don't you think that Mike would like the depiction of Beastman?
Oh my God, yeah. So they killed it with Beastman, and that was the thing. Certain characters, I feel like they just crushed it on. So, but certain things, I just felt like, God, you could have. I don't know, but maybe that's just me being very critical of something that is a childhood. But I liked it. I do it. Does it blow Dolph Lundgren's? Yes. That's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculousness compared to this. So it was good. It was good. I'll give it that.
Nice. Curtis, you want to explain your theory on Merman to Brad?
I think some people incorrectly think that if you're going to do Merman, you need to have your story in or around water. And if that doesn't fit into the story that they're telling, they kind of leave him out. And if you read through the mini comics, you even watching the show, you realize that there's a lot of episodes that involve merman that don't involve water. But I think that's kind of the thought process there. But the other thing is that you don't, like, they are setting it up to have multiple movies, right? And so you don't want to use all your big time characters at the first shot. Like, you got to throw in some Goat Man and some, the Pig Boy and things like that. So that when you have the next movie and now all of a sudden you bring out Merman, now it's a big hit, right? It's I don't know.
I think there'll be some other, obviously, more evil villains, and perhaps the next one.
They definitely set it up for a second movie for sure.
Oh yeah, there'll definitely be another one. Yeah, it was good. I do encourage Mike, if he wants to go see it, that it's worth going to see, especially if you're a Masters of the Universe fan. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Nice.
Yeah, I told him there's going to be some things that he does not like, but there's going to be some things that he absolutely loves. So
yes, and I agree. I was probably there. I laughed.
Well, that's the problem I think I'm going to have if it's too much comedy.
Well, and it's not like laughter where it's just chuckling things where, like, you kind of like, where you're like, that's funny. Not too much comedy where it gets like over, but I did think they made Prince Adam a little silly. I know he's like a bitch, but like I felt like they could have made him a little more non-bitches.
That's awesome.
But
Yeah.
good times. But hey, I'll let you guys get back. I just wanted to call Mike and maybe kind of encourage him a little bit. I wanted it to be so freaking awesome that I would just blow it out the park. But
I do have one more question for Brad.
Brad, Curtis has a question for you, buddy, before you go.
Yeah. When are you going to join us painting?
I could. Even if I'm priming stuff, right? I could just prime stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything.
It's funny though, because I used to be really good at painting model cars. That was my thing. I was like, but that was spray paint, so maybe a little different. And I know how you are with airbrushing.
I've accepted the art. I've gone into the dark arts at this point. So
I actually airbrushed personally, but doing all my model cars back in the day, priming them and prepping them and stuff. It was kind of
if you ever feel like hanging out, we're here. We got some people that'll work on dios. Carlo's been on here working on sculpting. So anything is just kind of hanging out and being creative. So just FYI.
Well, sir, I appreciate the invite.
Nice. Okay, Brad. Well, I'll let you go, buddy. You and Lauren have a wonderful Sunday.
All right.
And enjoy.
Everybody.
Oh, by the way, I'm probably going to go see the movie on Tuesday, the cheap day.
Awesome.
And I'm going to try to go in with an open mind. I'm talking myself into it. So this call was wonderful.
It's worth going to see. That was going to be my final take.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay, brother. Well, I'll tell you what I thought of it on the Lair Tuesday night.
Yes. Perfect.
Yes, we got Heinrich Hoffman on. So, okay, buddy.
Cool.
I'll talk
see
to you.
Guys.
Bye.
Good.
Man, the Lair just became a must-watch episode this week.
Nice.
As if it wasn't already, but now even more so.
Yeah, we got the Hoff, the Hasselhoff on.
I just need to hear what your thoughts are. That's what I need.
Yeah, I'm like 75% sure I'm gonna go see it on Tuesday. Especially with Brad calling there. I just have to have an open mind. I have to have an open mind that, listen, the Motu that was meant to be made is never going to be the Motu. I would love to see them flesh out the first 4 mini comics in some sort of media, whether it's comics, graphic novel, something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like if this is successful enough, that kind of thing could be, like nobody thought there was going to be Punisher on Disney Plus, but then I just watched that 1 hour special last night, and that was violent as hell.
Really good,
So,
right?
I had mixed feelings about it. It's really weird. Like it was just like it's easy for me to suspend my disbelief for a lot of Marvel stuff, but it was like the most bizarre, unrealistic portrayal of what like New York City really is.
Oh yeah.
The crime, like the amount of crime was so insane. Like there were more people attacking that building that he was in than there were residents, it seemed. I really enjoyed the action scene. I didn't enjoy the lead up of all of the sobbing and drinking and exercising all mixed together.
Yeah.
It was very Apocalypse Now, and I love Apocalypse Now. But I mean, I was entertained in the second half for sure.
I thought, and listen, I've never been in the armed forces, so I don't know what that's like, but
Right.
the story of kind of like if you're in that sort of brotherhood, right, and then when you don't have that anymore, like what do you fall back on? Like, so I thought that part of it, the angst and depression and all that, like it really was powerful to me, because I could see that being a really tough thing to move on from.
Sure. I totally agree. I think it was like there were other parts of it that I found to be like, it just was, it seemed like it was like a half an hour of setup, right? And not all of it just wasn't like necessarily that cohesive as far as just focusing on that. There's, I don't know. I mean, again, I fast forwarded through some of it because my daughter was here and she was asleep, but I was hoping that she would wake up because I wanted to watch Spider-Man Noir with her, or Dune, which we stopped in the middle of. She didn't wake up, so whatever. But so I did skip. I kind of was skipping through. But the thing about that, what you're saying is, I don't know have you ever seen Apocalypse Now?
I've never watched it. No.
That's one of my favorite movies ever. And the beginning of it is Martin Sheen. He like actually had like a minor heart attack and they filmed it. And like the story of filming Apocalypse Now there's a documentary of it it's crazy. Like they all kind of went nuts. It was so over budget. Like they had like kind of like post-traumatic stress from it. And there's a whole, the beginning of this, when he's alone in like the very beginning, when he's in the apartment and he's drinking and stuff, is clearly a tribute, I think, to that part of Apocalypse Now at the very beginning when Martin Sheen's also drinking and like, so I thought that was cool, that it echoed sort of that kind of PTSD. But then it just kept going like that, and I just kind of wanted to see some, shooting. So I did watch most of the first episode of Spider-Man Noir, and that was pretty incredible.
I'm really enjoying that series.
And that's so the characters Black Cat and the Sandman are on it, right? And Tombstone.
There's a lot of characters that they have in there that kind of hint towards characters that we know, but they don't necessarily call them those names. So,
but they have the same human names, right?
That I don't know. I don't know enough about the Spider-Man lore to know if that's correct.
One of them's name.
It sounds right.
I think Sandman's name is Kane Marco, but that might be somebody else. I don't know. It was really like Sandman's power. It's kind of cool.
One thing I would say though is if you're going to watch Spider-Man Noir, there's an option for color or black and white.
I watched in black and white.
Highly recommend the black and white.
Yeah, that's what I watched. But I liked it. It's really cool.
See, I tried switching it to the color, and it just feels like a regular movie. Although it says it's like higher contrast or higher definition. I don't know if they were like trying to make it feel like a comic book, but if you actually watch it in color, it just feels like a regular movie.
Yeah.
Does anybody know when X-Men 97 season 2 starts?
I do not.
I think it's kind of soon. I love what they did with season 1 of that show so much. That was dark.
I'm a big Gambit fan, so I wish that that part wouldn't have happened. But
Well, he's come
otherwise,
back.
I thought it was pretty good.
I mean, he'll be in this season, just different.
Well, from what I've seen, it looks like they're doing some sort of time traveling this season. So
Yeah, but he's gonna be a horseman, I think, of Apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think that's like a major storyline of his that I'm not familiar with, like, you know, because I'm a little bit young to have read that era. But that's why Apocalypse shows up at the end. They're like kind of stuck in time, and Apocalypse shows up right after the bombing.
Gotcha.
I just thought that was cool because that was super gritty and like really based on the stuff that we kind of grew up with, seeing all of this stuff on television, all of like, you know, September 11th and just generally watching war reported live. And it was just so like to see a show as a kid and have it be appropriate for that age and have it come back and be appropriate for like our age now was nobody's really ever done that. It was really amazing.
Yeah.
I'm saying something that everybody has said already, like, you know, 2 years ago, but I'm still very impressed by it. Great writing. I didn't like that they made Cyclops cool, though. That bothered me. All right, skeletons are done. Just need clear coat to come in the mail today. And to do beards.
Cool. Kevin said, surely they did that for the younger generation who wouldn't watch it if it's on black and white only. So, all right, maybe. Michael said, Kyle, what coach builder do you work for?
It's called Federal Eagle.
Nice.
They're our parent company, which is JB Poindexter, bought out a hearse manufacturer over in Missouri. I think it's Springfield.
Mm-hmm.
They were called Federal, but then they had another location over here called Eagle. So when JB Poindexter bought out both companies, he just joined them together and called them Federal Eagle.
Gotcha.
Same parent company owns Redding Truck Manufacturing and Lear Truck Caps.
Hmm. He says, do you guys just do hearses or do you build flower cars as well? I don't know if that's still a thing these days.
I've never
Yeah.
heard of that.
Flower cars are way too expensive to
The
build,
flower car.
so nobody's buying them.
Yeah, what
Because
is that?
the behind the driver's seat, instead of having the casket or the loading area, the whole back end is nothing but stainless steel. So it's basically a display for flowers. I don't know if they use it as a lead car, just as like a decoration show off type of thing, but yeah, they don't really use them anymore
Gotcha.
because our hearse are about 100,000. If you buy a flower car, you're looking at like 250 plus.
Hmm.
They're just way too expensive.
So wait, so a flower car, because I my internet broke up for a second there. I didn't hear that. So it's like it displays flowers as the first car driving in like a funeral like procession.
Yeah.
Got it. I've never seen or heard of that.
Yeah, me neither.
Me either. Yeah.
You might see them for more high end customers if you're like a celebrity,
Mhm.
just because you could pay for it. You see a lot of them for sale on Marketplace just so people could turn them into like El Caminos.
Hmm.
So you could have like a Cadillac El Camino.
That sounds awesome. I would love a Cadillac El Camino.
But if somebody came to you guys and asked you to do one, you guys wouldn't do it?
Probably not, because we don't have the R&D schematics for those anymore.
Hmm.
I think, well, pretty much the whole funeral industry is owned by corporations now. So just like anything else, corporate is build it for cheap.
Gotcha.
Whatever do you mean? What do they call that? The enshittification of products, I believe.
Sure.
That's the term. The
Is that a new-
enshittification. It's I've not heard it until semi recently, but it's like how everything you go out to buy stuff and you spend a ton of money and it's not even great and it'll break,
Throwaway consumerism.
Yep. I mean, it's not like that's what people want, but you don't really have an option.
Now, I know a lot of people say that working for a hearse manufacturer sounds fun, but before working for the hearse manufacturer, I worked for the company that used to make armored vehicles.
Oh yeah.
So, like, if you see armored Suburbans driving around, yeah, I probably painted one of those.
Wow.
Now, the stories behind those is fun.
Like as far as who needs them and stuff.
Yeah. The companies, well, the employer that I had was mostly government driven. So you'll see like senators and stuff driving around in them.
Mm-hmm.
But then there were some of them that actually went over to Iraq and Afghanistan and all that stuff.
Interesting. Michael says hijacking. Sorry for hijacking the conversation. Nobody was talking, so you're fine.
Oh. So when you did the armored vehicles, it was just mostly for politicians. Is that what you had said?
Yeah. There would be a few police departments that bought them. Right before I left there, we were working on Jeeps that were going down to Mexico, where if you lived in Mexico, you could buy them directly from a dealership.
Huh. I know that's like a big thing for the ultra rich now. But they have I forget the name. There's a brand that makes like, basically you buy it and it's already built like that, like SUVs. I cannot think of the name of the brand. But it's like straight like that out of the factory. I feel like it begins with an L. And that's, that's the best I got. But it's just wild that there's a market for that, like in the sense that I don't really know that that's necessary. But people feel like it is, or they just like spending the money to have, Like, I know that it's necessary if you live in a place like, in like South America and Brazil, where kidnappings are so common. But
Or in New York, where everybody's fighting in the apartment buildings.
that. First of all, there's no apartment buildings that look like that in the city. Like that looks like the buildings those are in England, in London. That's what projects look like. It is. There's nothing like there's nothing like that. That was one of the things that was weird. That apartment complex was really bizarre. I mean, and again, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that scene. It was really epic and badass. It was really cool watching him kind of like just snap into like Punisher mode, fighting with his legs on fire. All of these things were great, but I was just like, where is this supposed to take place? Because the thing about New York is like anything that anything that anybody makes now that portrays New York as, you know, some vigilante is needed because it's crime ridden is totally inaccurate. New York is so expensive. There's crime for sure. And it's, you know, it's worse now than it was maybe 10 years ago. But like, I think the murders are down actually in New York. And it's just like, I was watching that and I was like, this is like this is a fictional city. This is not New York.
What if, I'm just saying, what if New York is exactly like that, but Jay's trying to convince us it's not so that we move there and then he can steal our shit?
So like, I wouldn't convince you to move there by any means. The reason I don't live in New York is because it's incredibly expensive. It's unaffordable for like working class people, which bothers me on principle, like to begin with. I moved to New York. I moved to Brooklyn because I wanted to live someplace that was arty and affordable. And, you know, I got to walk places and live near all my friends and just, you know, like, hey, what are you doing? I don't know. Let's go to a bar. We can all walk to the same bar. We live in the same neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's just completely unaffordable. It's ridiculous. And I turns out I miss driving and having parking lots. Still great at parallel parking. That's a skill that I enjoy having picked up. But I would not try to convince anybody to live in the city unless they were like just out of college and wanted like the city experience, but it's not the same because they changed the zoning laws in the boroughs. And it used to be like I lived in Park Slope, if anybody, that's like areas that are very expensive now. And I had an apartment that was a duplex. It was 2 floors and wasn't exactly a duplex. The spiral staircase, it was amazing and enormous. And it was $1,200 rent a month. And like that apartment now has to be like triple that. But they changed the zoning laws. They used to not be able to build over 5 stories.
Yeah.
Or 4 stories. 4 stories was the limit, and they changed. So all these high rises went up. They just got rid of the limit entirely. So all these luxury high rises went up. They knocked down a ton of buildings. You know, they buy up a whole block, and even the older apartments became insanely expensive. And like I cycled through neighborhoods as that happened. But when I had first lived in Park Slope, it was amazing. It was super cheap. There's Prospect Park is sort of like the Central Park of Brooklyn. And everything in Brooklyn is better because it's smaller. And like Manhattan I've always found Manhattan to be kind of brutal, personally. It's just too many people. And I loved living there. There was like great record stores. There were great dive bars that were tons of fun. And there were like great concert venues that are all gone.
Yeah.
Like Williamsburg is now like the super expensive place in Brooklyn, where it's like you might as well be living in Manhattan. And most people who live there like are people who, are not from New York and, went to NYU or whatever school. And, we're like trust fund kids. And it's so expensive to live in these studio apartments that barely have closets. And I remember going to Williamsburg. I saw this band. I don't know how many people would know them. They're called Lightning Bolt and Liars. Also, and like anybody's heard of the Yeah Yeah Yeahs? It was the boyfriend of the girl from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. And I saw them live in a parking lot that is now a luxury high rise, and like you just can't do stuff like that there anymore. It was such a cool time. This is like 2002, 2006.
HVX Customs pops in, says, "What's up? Just hanging out for a bit. Well, welcome." We're just giving Jay some space to complain about New York.
I mean, when I moved to New York, I kind of expected the New York of the 70s. I didn't know if I expected it, but I wanted the idea of like the New York of the 70s and, all the art and the, bands and all that stuff. And it was dying at that point. Like there's no culture in New York City. It is just real estate. That is it.
Yeah.
And that's the end of what I have to say about that, I guess. Great museum still, though. So there's that.
But nobody goes to them because they're all attacking apartment buildings.
That's true. It's true. I mean, you go to the MoMA and people just are jumping, into the Museum of Modern Art, and they're just killing people left and right.
Yeah.
You just need more vigilantes there.
Maybe that's your opportunity to step up.
It's true. Well, all of these, I mean, so like stuff like Daredevil and, all that stuff is really just a reaction to New York being insanely dangerous in the, 70s.
What kind of vigilante would you be, Jay?
A vigilante out for justice? I don't know. I would need superpowers if I was going to be a vigilante.
Gotcha.
Like what do you mean? What kind of vigilante would I be? Like what weaponry would I use?
Sure.
I don't know. Uzis are cool.
Who would you be going after? Like local street level crime? You going
Landlords? I'd go after
Landlord.
landlords.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Yes.
Slumlords?
No, I wouldn't go over street level crime, but I'd try to find the people, people really making the problems with people hiring the street level crime, right? I don't know.
Gotcha.
Mike, you used to be a police officer,
People that
right?
would need they would need armored cars to get away from you, is what you're saying.
Right, and I would have armor piercing bullets. I don't know. I don't really.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
I totally want to see a Jay Vigilante series now.
I would like to have like Snake Eyes talent, be like a ninja commando. That's what I'm imagining myself, and that's I couldn't be further from that.
Would your costume be a lot of color shift colors?
No, well, sure. I don't think. I feel like that's not wise, but I guess like I really love Moon Knight, and his whole thing is he wears white, so people do see him and get scared. So maybe I'll adopt that.
Is that why he wears white?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I didn't know that.
I don't know if that's historically why he wears white, but that's like the modern take is he's like, I wear white because I protect people at night, and when bad guys see me, they shit their pants. I think is actually a line from my favorite Moon Knight run.
Nice.
I thought Moon Knight was just, since he's more of the Egyptian theme, it was just kind of like a thing about mummies.
I mean, Moon Knight's been around since the 70s, and they keep changing it. Like, most of the things that are true about Moon Knight now were slowly retconned in. Like him being Jewish, an actual definition to his like mental, disorder, all of those things.
I don't think that I'd want to chase down and fight somebody that just shit their pants, though.
No, I think the idea is that I think I might be thinking of the Deadpool line. I'm not really sure. I think it's just that he says he wears it because he wants people to see that he's coming and be, frightened.
If I was like, I haven't been in a fight in, since I was a teenager, but if I was fighting somebody, I would want there to be as little shit as possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's
like there could be some shit, but
fair.
As little as possible.
I vote for no shit, personally.
It'd be bio warfare.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good defense mechanism. If anything, like it would be harder you'd be distracted by the scent, right?
For sure. It's like a animal defense or something.
There you go. A musk. The
I don't
worst
know.
musk ever.
I'm sure there's animals out there that shit themselves as a defense mechanism.
Well, I mean, monkeys throw shit.
That's true.
There you go.
Do they do that as defense mechanism or just because they're assholes?
A little bit of both.
Gotcha.
This really cool head sculpt that Old School Customs did.
Mhm.
That if you look, there's the head and there's an axe and there's like this cut in the head with I don't know if you want to embiggen me.
I already did.
You're
Oh,
off
okay.
screen though.
So you see, like I kind of highlighted it so you can see it a little bit better, but then the axe just goes in and stays there. It's cool because you can
Cool.
makes it easier to paint, and you can also like pose if you want somebody, you know, with the axe about to attack, or I don't know, or he can hold the axe, and I'm not really sure, but it's really cool. I love that.
Nice. I'm gonna be in small on you. Michael said that one that you were showing off, Jay, looked like an accident.
I don't get it.
Thumbs up. Who knows a lot about dinosaurs?
I know a thing or two.
What's the name of the dinosaur that's like attacks Newman in Diplo, something with the D in the first Jurassic Park?
Dilophosaurus.
Oh, there you go.
Dilophosaurus. Yeah.
I have one of those. right? That's what this is, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's a Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus. That's not close to being accurate because they don't have that hood. They could never, obviously, they could never discern that they had a hood or anything like that because the flesh isn't
Oh.
saved in the fossil record.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I never thought about that.
But I mean, they have had skin impression. So fossilization is simply, obviously, over millions of years, you get a body of a dinosaur, whatever. It gets covered with mud, water, and that obviously starts to harden, and then the organic material is stuck in there, and as the organic material decomposes, obviously the flesh decomposes too fast, but the bones do not. As the bones decompose, you have the area in there that's like a cast,
Right.
and minerals take the place of the bone, and basically it takes that cavity and makes what the impressions of what the bones were. So when they're digging up a fossil, it's not the bone, it is the minerals that created a rock that looks like the bones and all that. So when they go out on a dig and they're digging that up, they're not actually digging up the animal. They're digging up the minerals that took the place of the actual bones over millions and millions of years.
I guess I was under the impression that even though the flesh decomposes, it can leave like a imprint.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
you
okay.
get.
So that's how
you
they would
get-
have guessed about the hood or whatever, or they just
Oh,
decided to make that up
that's
for fun.
just the Jurassic Park thing.
Huh.
That's just for theatrics and all that. Yeah, they wouldn't have. Now with some Amontosauruses and even with T-Rex now, T-Rex is one of the most studied dinosaurs because of the amount they've found in the Hell Creek Formation, which is up in Montana, the Dakotas, a little bit into Wyoming. And then another one would be Allosaurus, Triceratops from the Hell Creek Formation, but the Cleveland Lloyd Formation, you would get the Allosaurus is another big one where they have a lot of fossils to study. Something like the Spinosaurus, you have very little to go on there. You have one or two specimens that are very incomplete. Like the Carnotaurus from South America. But with the skin impressions on the Amontosaurus,
Whoa.
for some reason, that stuff fossilized. So it didn't decompose fast enough, and it kept the cast within the mud that turned to stone, and minerals took its place. So they have those impressions, and with T-Rex they have that also on some of it. So that's why they know with T-Rex it wasn't feathered, because a lot of your theropod dinosaurs, raptors and such, they have filaments that have fossilized, showing that they were feathered. But the bigger you go, so the feathers, the best that they can come up with is they weren't for flight, obviously. They were for warmth. They were for communication, stuff like that. As you get bigger with your theropods, the need evolution is funny like that. It will get rid of what you don't need, and with the theropods getting to Allosaurus, to after the Utah raptor to Allosaurus, to the T-Rex, you have no need for that because they're so big, their body keeps them warm naturally. And why they don't need them for communication anymore. I suppose when you're that big, you really can communicate in other ways, or you don't need to communicate. Maybe they're more solitary at that point. They don't have to rely on packs to survive. So clearly the raptors were feathered, those theropods. But at some point in evolution, as the dinosaurs got bigger and bigger, there was no need for those. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of stuff I haven't really thought about, and learned something new. Pretty cool. I had a question in the middle of there that I lost.
Oh, try to remember it. I can't promise I can answer it.
Yeah, when I get it, I'll ask.
Well, if you like dinosaurs, tune in to Shooting the Shelf tonight, where we'll have Chris Chaotic on.
Oh God, I had him on. That's why I love dinosaurs, and I love Creative Beast Studios, and that's why Van hooked me up, Brad and I up, and we had him on. We had him on the show. So yes, Curtis, I will most definitely be watching that show tonight.
Very cool.
He is a fun guy.
Oh, totally. Like a mushroom.
This time that he's on, I will not interrupt drunkenly talking about my arm hair.
We got Blake jumped in, said happy Sunday to you all. Stopping in to say hi. See you all later for Shooting the Shelf and Toy Hammer After Dark. Also, today is the 100th episode of Latin Legions. So make sure you guys.
Oh, that's great.
So,
that's
Who
at
are they
6,
going to have
right?
on Corn Boy?
I believe they have Corn Boy on, yeah.
Oh my God, we got some good stuff happening tonight. Good stuff.
I'm glad that you reminded me about that because I was afraid I was going to forget. All right, I got my 3 last reptile builds done. I think it's going to be this, but maybe without these legs.
Is that a spider head on him?
Yeah, so this is this head from Wolf King Customs that I'm fairly obsessed with. I think this is like the 4th one that I'm going to paint. Curtis did one like a couple of weeks ago. It was amazing. I have one here. This is super loud, but this is not primed. It's a better idea of what it looks like. Emil did this, and it is like wild.
Ooh, that's scary.
And it's got and I hate bugs, but for some reason I love painting them. But this has a ton of texture, and this was a lot of fun to dry brush. One of the reasons I love painting it. And then I got really I did this. People keep on sending me in like bug heads. Like I'll order stuff. This is Len had said when this came out, like he wanted to see what it looked like if I painted it. And I was like, oh man, I don't want to paint that. I hate bugs. But then I had a lot of fun painting it. And then my friend Jared, who runs Rocket Fist Customs, sent me an entire it's really, really nice of him. I actually sent it back to him, an entire scorpion. Scorpions are the things that I find that I've never seen one. I've rarely been in like a climate where I would find one. The idea of a scorpion, for whatever reason, absolutely terrifies me. But I had a lot of fun painting it. And then Old Skull Customs had done this bug head that he said he was actually thinking this was actually one of the nicest things anybody had ever said, I thought. He was like, when I was making this, I was thinking that I would love to see you paint it. So I have this.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and he has he's got another version of it it's sick. I painted one of these, but this one's it's got like a weird growth. You see that?
Yeah.
It's wild.
Is that a nose? What are the 2 bars sticking? Those are eyes.
Those are like antennas. So it's the same as this.
Okay.
So it's just like he's, I guess, got some, illness or I don't know what, some infection. So he's got like this bulbous thing sticking out, and this is like growing from it. But yes, he does every month when he does sculpts, he does 2 versions, and there's a regular version and then a deluxe version. So, oh God, I put that down way too violently. I just finished another figure with a bug head that, I just wound up making a lot of them, and it's weird because the only figures that I didn't want to get at first, and Curtis shares this feeling with me, are the Sphexians, because I hate bugs. And the only reason I got it was because I feel like it was Jeremy who had done a custom showing how you could use that body without using a an actual bug head, and that sold me. And then I realized those bodies are awesome, but I'm terrified of bugs, and when I was married, I did not kill any of the bugs. And I made a joke about this in the chat of a show once, and I feel like it probably came out a little bit weird, but one of the things about getting divorced, and I say this, I'm totally being facetious, but having to kill my own bugs, is not one of my favorites. And my daughter's really scared of bugs, so I have to kill a lot every time she sees one. She bugs out. That was not intended. And so I have to kill, I feel like I have to kill more bugs now, and I would walk away from a lot of them, but I have to kill them because she freaks out, and I'm not a fan. Right, Curtis? Same?
Yep. 100%.
I actually, I used to, kill them all the time and that, but my last girlfriend I had, she's like, see if you can't release them outside. So I just got used to doing that. If a spider or a house centipede, I just catch them and release them outside, which probably doesn't do them any good because they're probably not geared for being outside. And I'm probably killing them by doing that, just releasing them out into the grass. But yeah.
You don't think they're geared for being outside? Don't they come in from outside? I don't know the answer to this. I don't mean to challenge you because I have no knowledge.
House centipedes and house spiders probably thrive, in damp basements or, not if outside they might, probably get picked off by other predators.
What I got from that story was that Mike dates hippies. So
yeah. Yeah.
One of the things that really freaks me out about houses is the I'm trying to think of the word. Not food chain. The whatever.
Environment. The environment.
No, I don't know what the word is. It's very specific, but just whatever it is that creates you're in your basement and there are cobwebs and you don't really ever see the spiders and you almost never see the bugs that get caught in the cobwebs, but this chain exists and it just is so weird to me. It just it freaks me out. And we have cave crickets here on Long Island and in my basement, and they will come out of nowhere and they hop very high. And, I'll just look down and all of a sudden something fairly big is hopping my legs. And if it's summertime and I have shorts on, I'm very displeased by that realization. I find it to be incredibly
very displeased.
It's so incredibly, it's just so sudden and, it's, I don't like it.
Well, I've always heard that if you see one cockroach in your house, that's not the only one. So you can always guarantee that there's going to be more behind your walls.
Yes.
Thanks, Kyle. I'm not going to sleep tonight.
That is something that luckily I have not had a cockroach any place that I've lived, except for the first time I had an apartment as an adult, and that I blame on my roommate, who did not clean the damn thing.
I can't say that I've ever seen a cockroach in my place, which is good.
My old job had cockroaches every once in a while. That was terrible. And this was like a corporate office. People just didn't throw out their food. Gross. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Michael says, Michael the Vandal says, I feel the same way about spiders. Class A felons didn't bother me, but let me see a spider and I turn into a schoolgirl with a skin knee. Twizzler popped in, said, good afternoon, everyone. Wish I could watch more, but I'm helping my brother move. I tell you what, Twizzler's always doing something. Biking, running, helping somebody move. Like, the dude needs to just relax every now and then. Just take a Sunday and just watch TV. You know? Calm down. You're making the rest of us look bad.
Shit.
Oopsie.
Yo, if that head broke, I'm going to be so incredibly livid. It didn't. Wow. Whoa,
What was
that's
it?
actually crazy. It's this. See, I had actually finished this last night.
Ah.
And that's also a spider. And terrifying. And
It is a good feeling when you drop something like that, just knowing that something broke on it and then it didn't.
man, it's a lot of times that I break things right after. I didn't even take pictures of this one yet. I would have been so mad. But this actually I finished yesterday, which is another giant bug.
Oh yeah, very cool.
I think I'm going to bring this to CarverCon to sell it. Or maybe Legion's Con, depending. I have like,
Beautiful.
thank you. I have like 35 customs to bring to CarverCon. I don't know when you get to the point that that's like, I feel like that's probably excessive, but I don't know when you
Look
get
at
to the
this.
point
We're
that it's
getting a
just,
special guest in here. We got Jesse joining us.
hey, Jesse.
Hello.
What's up, Jesse?
Hello, friends.
How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Good.
Thanks for
How are
popping
you
on.
guys? Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Whoever was
We were just talking about spiders and shit, so you're good.
Oh, I gotta go.
That's kind of what the rest of us were thinking.
Yeah.
Not that you have to go, but that we don't like spiders. So except for Casper, who's now apparently a spider humanitarian. So
Yeah, I haven't switched over to killing him again. I used to kill him with my bare hands, all that,
Whoa.
and all that jazz.
I would never. The sound of like an insect like crunching is
oh boy,
a lot for me to
yeah, not good.
no.
Would you kill it with your human hands, though, Mike?
No, I only have bear. Rawr.
Nice.
Very brave.
No, I don't know about that. It's just
Look what I'm working on, Jesse. Or don't. That's cool. Whatever.
Here. I recognize Jay's voice.
I guess Jesse
Who
can't
else
hear
is in
me.
here? What would you say?
I was telling you to look at what I was painting.
Ooh. Who's that Japanese guy on your Stein?
Fuck you. Oh, Jesse.
That was really funny.
That's something.
Thank you. I mean, kind of looks like one of the characters on that Kingdom series I finished up this week, but he was Korean. And I didn't want you to think I was just being racist.
Yeah, we wouldn't think that.
Oh,
So I'm going to ask an opinion because I'm not really sure what I want to do. So I
Okay.
have like this head's on backwards. So like one build I'm going to do. I'm not prepared to ask this question. Hold on.
Okay.
So like one build I'm going to do is this snake with these two snakes here, right?
hmm
And one is this. I already forgot the name of this dinosaur that we were just talking about.
The Luchasaurus.
Yeah, which is going to be a samurai, which I think is probably realistic. I know that the hood isn't, but I feel like the samurai part is probably realistic, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, even the hood you could say is realistic. It's fantasy.
It's
Yeah.
true. Yet it looks also like a lot of fun to paint. It's a cool sculpt. And then also this wait, where'd I put the insect, right? So one of them I'm going to want to drive. One of them has to have pants, first of all. So I don't know. I think probably this should be like a cosmic, and these two should have reptile legs, right?
Sure.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
one of them I want to paint like the actual skin in this like blue and purple, so that the really really dark blue would be in the recesses and the purple would be like a light purple on the like highlight parts, like where this white is. Does that work better for the snake, that dinosaur, or the bug?
Oh boy. My opinion is I don't think you can go wrong either way.
Yeah. I'm not trying to tell you how to use your imagination.
Well, I don't know. I can't. It's like they all seem kind of fine, but I'm not sure. I thought I had something painted in those colors, but I don't. Doesn't really help. Like it would look like kind of like this, but it would be like that. This isn't painted well. This was an experiment.
So it wouldn't be, obviously you wouldn't have the satin to it. You wouldn't have the shine to it, right?
It
If
would.
it's organic, or you would. It would be organic and have the shine.
Yes, it would be like this. This paint is, all these paints are they will, I'll gloss it in the end, but if you dry brush it white, it'll have one color when you paint over it, and then the black is a different color. So it's just one paint. So two of them I'm going to do orange and green. Is that how that paint works? And then I want to do one of them. I just feel like it would, I don't know. Maybe I'll do the snake like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong either one. Yeah, picking either one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be awesome either way.
Thank you. I'm still looking for direction if anybody has it, because I don't think I'm going to be able to make this decision easily.
Hayes just popped in, said afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Slides are done, Curtis.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Now, when you say Hayes is on, do you mean
Of
that
course,
he's
you
in the
would be
back
one more
room?
than me, and
No, he's just in the chat.
Is he throwing up gang signs?
He might be. I don't know. Did you say I've got more than you, Jesse? I can't tell if Jesse's not hearing me or if he's just ignoring me to piss me off.
I would say he's probably can't hear
You were
you.
talking to somebody else.
No, I asked you if you said that I had more slides than you.
Yes, you had one more than me. After I told you I had 6, you put in 7, so I had to go find another one.
Oh, I didn't know that you said 6. I didn't see that.
Maybe I didn't. Maybe it's just in my head.
It's possible that I missed it. I'm not the best reader.
Possible.
Not exactly known for my reading skills.
Oh, reading is fun. I got to get into a good
No,
novel.
I didn't. That's all on me. That's all on me. I thought it when I was typing it, but I didn't actually type it, so that's on me.
Say you're trying to find a good novel, Mike.
Yeah, I got so let me go get him. I'm gonna start this series. He was at Legion's Con. He's gonna be on our show.
Khalid? Oh, he
So
was.
it's a 3-book series he had at Legion's Con, so I bought all 3. Khalid Udin, am I pronouncing his name right? Khalid, and then last name Uddin. Really nice guy. World on Fire is the Drowned Realm series. This is book 3. So I got the other 2 books in there, so I want to go with book 1 for sure. But it's about obviously a medieval world, and I want to start this series at least a little bit before I have him on the show and get through it. But he had a booth. Oh shoot! In the back hallway. Really nice guy.
It's interesting that you do prep work for your show. That's not how we do things.
Well, I mean, shoot, I have the schedule made the November before for the whole year.
Like we got Chris Chaotic on tonight, and I'm kind of excited because I'm gonna be able to let Jesse run the interview because I don't know jack shit about dinosaurs.
Nice.
So.
Well, I don't think you have to with Chris.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Jesse run the show.
Yeah, he's just a good dude, man. He's intense like me, so I had fun interviewing him.
Yeah, I like Chris. He's a good guy.
He was your idea. You wanted to have him.
I know because I wanted you to geek out with him on dinosaurs.
Yeah. I'm better to geek out on legions and dinosaurs. They're coming out with their new T-Rex, their 2.0 Rex. That's going to be sweet. I missed out on the first one. It goes for huge money now. So I'm looking forward to that pre-order. I just pre-ordered the Acrocanthosaurus and the Ceratosaurus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
somewhere along the way we lost Jay. Hayes, they were not making up words. They were talking about dinosaurs. So. And unlike what PG
For the record, I
said,
haven't said any dinosaur names yet.
Dinosaurs are real, or at least they were.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back.
My phone died.
Ah,
I think the brick that I have down here is it doesn't work.
I thought maybe Jesse pissed you off.
Jesse, no. I can't really imagine that. It's too nice. You, on the other hand, is possible.
I could see that.
That's how I get you.
I'm kidding. That's how you. That's funny. Where is my?
Mike, I have the first 2 books in that series. I started reading it, but it's no. Actually, I have all 3. I haven't finished them yet.
Oh, so how far have you gotten?
Like the first chapter.
Oh, in the first book, the red. Yeah, I forget the title of it. Nice. The description sounds pretty cool. So should be interesting. How do you pronounce his name? Do you know, Jess? 'Cause I'm gonna
Khalid
need that for the
Udin?
show. What? What's that?
I think Jeremy or someone or the Legion's Lounge guys had him on at one point.
And how do you pronounce his name?
I think it's Khalid Udin.
Lee Duden. Okay.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Can I keep painting
Mm-hmm.
or start painting?
Either way. I mean, normally we
But
shut off
someone
at
said, "Hold on."
2 hours, and we're right at 2 hours. So this is normally where we would stop, but since Jesse just got here, we're gonna keep going for a little bit.
Ooh. Should I do a red crab, a blue crab, or a white crab?
Mm. You're going to Maryland, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they blue crabs?
Ow, in front of a titty. I mean, yeah, but it doesn't mean I have to do a blue crab.
No, but I think that's what people would prefer to see if that's where you're taking it.
I suppose.
You don't have to. You can do whatever you want.
Well, I was asking for opinions.
Can't find this brush I was just using.
Is
That's
it
our
in your
day.
ear?
Did you say is it in my ear?
Yeah, like like a pencil
Oh, no.
behind your
No.
ear, rather. Sorry.
I do store pencils like that and pens sometimes, but not brushes. Especially if I've used them.
Tell me you play it
Just
safe
like-
without telling me you play it safe.
Oh, wait. Kevin McCoy is here. Welcome, Kevin. He said they just went to go see the Masters movie. I am thoroughly interested in knowing what Tanya thought. Not to say that I don't care what Kevin thought, but I feel like he's a little bit easier to please.
I'm so annoyed. Where is this thing? All right, whatever. Paint the hair. Let's see.
Man, that is not a good tasting paint.
Is it yellow?
No, it's like a bluish gray that I mixed together.
No.
Does yellow usually taste bad?
Yes. Smells bad.
Yeah, Jesse's very anti-smell of yellow paint. I've never noticed yellow to have a different smell than other colors, but Jesse says it does.
All brands of yellow? I'm about to smell all my yellow paints right now.
And it might be, I mean, maybe Curtis just uses more expensive paints that just
I
are made
really want to
better.
know this answer, and everybody's breaking up. What'd you say?
Who's breaking up?
Everybody did, but now I hear you.
I said maybe Curtis just uses better paints than I do. Well, I know he does, but someone else on one of our shows or one of the lives at one point agreed with me about yellows having a smell.
But what yellows do you use that smell?
All of them?
Okay, now I'm just really, hold on. I'm going to do a smell test of all my yellows right now. So this Warhammer, this Phalanx yellow smells kind of good. It smells like fruit a little bit. Oh, God. Flash Glitz yellow smells awful.
Did you say flash
Right.
tits yellow?
I said Flash Glitz yellow with a G.
I'm trying to
That's
paint
that's
details, you
the-
bastard.
That's the MTV
Glass
Spring
tits
Break.
yellow?
That
That's
was
the
getting
MTV
clipped.
Spring Break version. Dorn yellow smells like a diaper. I'm almost out of yellows. This Pro Acryl fluorescent yellow also smells like garbage. Yeah, there's something to this theory, Jesse.
So all but one of them have smelled bad, is what you're saying.
Oh God, this is awful. This is bad. This fluorescent chartreuse golden high flow acrylics. I don't.
That's what you
recommend
get
anybody.
for buying a paint that says chartreuse on it.
Chartreuse is just a color.
I would not buy that paint. That is too fucking fancy.
You wouldn't know if you bought that paint.
I wouldn't read it.
Exactly.
Kevin came in and said we both enjoyed it. Neither of us have nostalgia for to go with it, but it was a fun time at the movies. I'd go to a sequel if they make it. There you go. Another positive Motu experience.
Turbo Dork Pucker does smell good. Just throwing that out there. This was fun.
And then Michael came in and said, Jesse Curtis, apparently fuck all the rest of you guys. Do either of you taste soap when you eat cilantro? I don't eat cilantro, so I couldn't tell you.
Yes.
There you go.
I have the gene or whatever it is that does that.
A gene does that?
There's something sciencey about that.
Weird. I was gonna say maybe you just have bad cilantro, but if that's like a genetic thing, that's fascinating. I'm learning a lot about science today, and I'm enjoying that.
It has been a very sciencey episode.
What sciencey were you doing beforehand?
A lot of dinosaur talk. Apparently, Casper is like very, very knowledgeable when it comes to dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I think he retired.
You're going to
to become an
diagnose him too,
archaeologist.
Curtis?
I'm sorry, what was that, Jesse?
You're going to diagnose him too?
As having a little bit of the tism?
Yeah.
I don't know. He definitely had a lot of dinosaur knowledge, though. Like scientific, like dinosaur knowledge, not just I like baby mamasaurus or whatever that one dinosaur is that you had me looking for at the store.
Baby Mamasaurus?
I
was
read
definitely-
the name off a package at MesquiCon. I looked at it, I saw it, I read it out loud. That's all that was. There's no.
What was the name of the dinosaur?
It was like Mama Nechosaurus or something like that.
There you go. It totally sounded like a made up Jesse dinosaur name. Mama Nechosaurus.
It definitely. I mean, it sounds less made up than Baby Mamasaurus.
That's the new K-pop group I'm listening to.
I'm gonna start calling Sophie's mother that. See how that goes down.
Baby Mamasaurus.
Yeah.
Let us
I
know
mean,
how that
I
works
am
for
listening
you.
to a group called Baby Monster, so it's not too far off.
Oh, not Baby Metal. But for a
Not
moment
Baby
you said
Metal.
Baby.
That's J-pop or J-metal or just metal. I don't know.
I was gonna say I wasn't sure if there was a genre for that, but I guess that makes sense. That's also the name of the genre. If I'm in a metal band, by the way.
J metal.
Yep.
I can see that.
Well, you can pretty much make any genre as long as you put metal at the end of it.
That's true.
Or at the front of it.
Yeah.
You mean J at the front of it?
Black metal, goth metal,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Metal.
I get you.
Oh.
Death metal, thrash metal, new metal.
No new metal.
Plastic
Well,
metal.
Sometimes. Maybe.
Non-metallic metal.
You're my butterfly.
Non-metallic,
Sure.
metallic metal.
Yeah.
Wood metal.
Doom metal. Doom metal is my favorite metal. In case anybody's wondering.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but
It's like Black Sabbath.
I like nth metal.
But a little bit more. What?
Nth metal?
You broke
Isn't
up
that
again.
the metal from DC Universe?
It is. You're dumb.
Thank you. I'll be here all night. You know, there's got to be some DC fan out there that is also in a band and they call themselves Nth Metal.
Oh, I'm positive.
So I never read. I mean, I don't keep up with DC at all. But like that, I haven't read. I'm gonna start this again and have it just get straight to the point. The confusion that I had when those toys hit the shelves and the McFarlane like DC Metal, and I just saw the Batman with the guitar, was just very extreme. Like that's not a character I can imagine with a guitar. And I almost wanted to read that series just to understand what was going on.
I'll put this as my opinion, not a fact. Absolute garbage series.
It seems like it. It seems like a weird idea to try to make Batman like a cool musician.
Now, Dark Knights of Steel was cool, where it's like a medieval, like D&D type world with the DC characters. That was pretty fun.
Yes, I remember when those toys hit the shelves and those looked cool. My entire frame of reference for DC, like, plots is whatever McFarlane makes.
Rip. Almost.
Yeah. Well.
Muting for a second. And I'm back.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Curtis is back.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Or two. So, I guess I shouldn't say that.
Do it.
Well, did everyone here see He-Man? Or Motu, rather?
I did not.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to see it until next week. And
I'll see it Tuesday, most likely. Did that surprise you, Jesse?
No, because I knew you were not thrilled about it because it doesn't have your boy in it.
Well, it's a lot more reasons than that, but yeah, I'm gonna go give it a chance.
Didn't want to speak for you. I know you're a mini comics guy, which I've never read those.
But the original toys, yeah,
and a cartoon, but I had a lot of fun, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah, Brad was on earlier, and he just had watched it, so he was telling me get out and just take a look at it. So I think on Tuesday I'm gonna do that.
Cool.
I'll let
Well,
everybody know there.
I hope you
What
find enough to enjoy the time you spend watching it.
I just have to have an open mind that it's not going to be my Motu. And unfortunately, my Motu story will probably never be told.
I think I have to pop out. Thinks my daughter is going to be home soon. She's texting me. Actually, I have no idea what she's saying, but that might be what it is. And she does not have the keys, so
Okay. Well, you have a good Sunday, my friend.
you too. Everybody, take care.
Let me begin you real quick. You can show us what you got before
Sure.
you go.
So I kind of like. I never really work on one thing, but I forgot that I had this head. This amazing head sculpt that I have done twice and broke twice, and there's like a body that I have painted for it. So I don't really know that I have any of these colors right. I got to go check the original head that I broke. This is what I was working on just now. I got these scaphoid skeleton heads basically done. I got to dry brush these beards, but then that's that. I got the arms done for this guy. And what else did I do? Spent a lot of time moving things around, deciding like on builds, I guess. Oh, and I had glossed this to get the shine on this part that I used like a color shift paint on. So then I went back over this with a non-glossy paint. It feels like I did more than that, but I don't know. Oh, and I painted pants.
Very cool.
That's it.
That's still a lot. So, all right. Well, you have a fun day, and we'll see you later tonight.
Absolutely. See you, everyone.
See you, Faye.
Later.
See you.
think we're
And for the record, Curtis, I was not intentionally ignoring you earlier. I genuinely did not hear you until you said, "Is Jesse not hearing me?"
All right. We are probably going to wrap up here in about 8 minutes. So just as a FYI. My idiot dog is hearing the dog on screen and looking around to find out where it's at.
Oh, my dog out. I just let her out in the backyard, Joey.
Yeah, my dog is trying to find your dog right now. He's not in our room.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah. He keeps going back to Darla, trying to get her to help him find the other dog.
There's a friend in need.
Yeah. Mom, I know there's another dog. I hear it. You need help. All right, gonna start wrapping this up. So, gonna embiggen myself. Here's where we're at currently. So, still more work to do on this, but it's come along. It's getting there. So, this is once again what we started with yesterday was just Zenithal primed mug, and that's where we're at currently. So. I would say, another couple of sessions next Saturday and Sunday should be able to knock this out. So, all right. Next, we'll go over to Mike. What you got? Oh, that's nice.
He's on mute.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where I'm at. I got to work on the cape next to get it to fit. Put some holes in it to get it the pauldrons to go through and that. But yeah, that's it.
Very cool. That's looking really good.
Nice, thank you.
All right, we'll go over to Kyle.
I painted the bones. Oh, damn it. Painted the bone pieces with a yellow and brown wash.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
And then I'm going to go over the metal pieces with the a brown wash, which I kind of started doing on these pieces. Kind of hard to see, but giving a little bit of a grind to it. And like the steel gave it distressed dirt look.
Mm-hmm.
Also did the brown and yellow wash on the bone.
Yeah,
the tail.
I like that.
And I got a base coat on the skull. It's kind of hard to see, but it's ivory color, so.
Yeah, no, I really do like that sculpt.
I think it was it Von Burke that did it?
It could be. It looks like his style.
Yeah, so I think that's what it might be.
Awesome.
Yep.
And Jesse, what you got?
I don't have a lot to really show yet. I mean, I've just been priming a bunch of crab parts. So did a base dark gray. Now I'm doing a black blue base, like undercoat, and then I'll start adding like color layers to it.
Nice. So the beginning of your crabs.
Yes.
Very cool.
And hopefully someone will take with them at Maryland next weekend. And by take, I mean buy.
Yes. Jesse would love for you to take the crabs off his hands next week in Maryland. So
yes, off my hands, nowhere else.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Once again, going to be a busy night tonight. You've got the 100th episode of Latin Legions coming up here in just a couple hours. You have episode 199 from Shooting the Shelf with Chris Chaotic on. We're going to be talking all things dinosaurs. And by that, I mean Jesse's going to be asking a lot of great questions, and I'm going to be sitting there not doing a whole lot.
That's not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
So yeah, join us later tonight, and we will see you then. And we'll be back next week for another Mod Squad on Saturday over the Legions Ladies channel, and Customizing Studio on Sunday right here on the Art by Ackerman channel. Tuesday, Mike, you say you got Heinrich on Tuesday?
Yes, Heinrich Hoffman.
Heinrich Hoffman on Tuesday. Sweet. Jesse, you got anything else people should know about?
Episode 200 next Sunday night on Shooting the Shelf.
There you go.
And if
Kyle?
anybody's in the Maryland, Baltimore area, close enough within driving distance, the Maryland Toy Expo is at Timonium State Fairgrounds next Saturday. Patrick Boyle, Nate Armstrong, and myself will be there right next to the Horseman table.
Beautiful. Kyle, anything that you want to promote?
No, I'm pretty boring.
All right. Well, we will see you next time, folks. And until then, keep creating.